Little dad
Hello,
hat.
hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to VO Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony.
No, it's Vio Daddy-O.
VO Daddy. VO
And I
Daddy-O.
am your momzilla.
And with Momzilla. And we are crazy voice actors.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
It is so good to see everybody. If you are new, just joining us, or haven't had the chance to do so yet, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification. So when we go live, you know it.
Yes.
And what else Gabby, what are we doing today?
Well, it's Open Forum Friday, which means it's a chance for you to bring all your questions from any part of the voiceover universe or sphere and ask away. And we will talk about whatever is on your mind, whatever's plaguing you, whatever thing you want to bring up. And it might just inspire a more in-depth discussion later on in the lives.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and we're also going to tell you what's going on at VOJ because, man, we got some cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Did we just double our numbers, sorta? Is that like what happened, kinda?
So a wonderful we've had, we talked about it a little yesterday, but yes, we've basically joined families with voiceover Angela, and we are now all VOJ family, and so yes, we have definitely grown.
Which is
growing.
incredible, but we also don't want people to be like afraid of that because it's amazing. What it's going to mean is ultimately, right, more discussions, more classes, more breakout opportunities, more chances for networking.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the family just got bigger. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing, it gives us the opportunity to do more with each other and to have more attention for each other and everything. And I think that's what's really exciting for me as well. And to build more relationships, because that's in the end, that's what we're all about.
Yeah. Well, and we started this year with, an increased infrastructure. We've added a bunch of instructors. Like it's the perfect time. It really, really is the perfect time to have this influx of new people. And it's a great time to get involved. There's now different tiers that you can join. There's different price points. And, we always want to reiterate that we're here for whatever place you are in your voiceover journey. Yes, the majority of our people are just starting out. They're just getting going. Some are maybe, second year folks, intermediate, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
But wherever you are, we're going to meet you, not the other way around.
Oh, absolutely. And yes, all of that, 150%. It's very exciting. It's back to school time, right? So this is the perfect time to join and be a part of, the next chapter in your journey, and I think I can't think of a better way to do it than with a family, a like-minded family who is there for you. As well. And, we're thrilled about the growth of Academy Voices, right? Which is, goes hand in hand with what we do. And, it's an opportunity for a lot of people to get their first job and a safe environment run by run by us.
Yeah.
Who, it's us. There's no strange person. There's no person behind the curtain that you don't know who's there. Who's that one behind the curtain?
But you know what? That is such a great point you're making because so often, look, voiceover, there's a lot of us, and it's a weird industry, right? Because on one hand, it seems like there's so many of us, and then you really kind of get into it, and you go, "Oh my God, it's really not. It's a relatively small community. We're just a loud community. Surprise, surprise." But something you often see in this business, right, is the coaches that kind of come out of nowhere, and we're always sort of like, who are you? Where did you come from? Like what are your credentials? And it's so interesting because our group could not be more transparent. Every single one of our instructors, like, you know what their career looks like, you have an understanding of where their expertise lies. They're out there promoting their services as a voice actor the same as you. And
You know,
so
that's a really,
it's very front line.
that's so true. You brought that up. That is so true. I will say sometimes I go to places and I'm like, and I'm not saying these people haven't had good careers, but I'm like, who is that? Like, who are, I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know who
there's
these
a
people
lot
are.
of this, like, who is the, and then you go to do some research and you're like, yeah, like
It's like, it's
something just
a,
seems a little off. And I mean, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm not,
right, right, right.
but like I think just as a general, we have this really, really amazing group right now that, like, you can go to any social media and find all
Right.
of our coaches. You
Yes.
can go and, look up the kinds of projects that they're booking and what they've been doing, and really get a sense of their career and how you can benefit from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, so it is a wonderful time to be a part of our community. If you are interested, you just got to head over to viosjourney.com. And like Gabby said, we now have some different tiers that you can choose to be in, depending on where you are with what, and how much time you have and how deep dive you want to get into voiceover. We've got it for you. So that's really exciting.
It is. It is. I've been like, I feel like I've been tapping the microphone, right? Like going tink, tink, tink. Like we need this for a while. And
You've
now
been talking, yes, you've been
yeah.
talking, we've been talking about it, but you've been talking about it for a year. I think it's
Because
been
I
like a
think
year.
it's important. We're
Yes.
we're recognizing that, again, not everybody's at the same place, and it's about more ways that we can accommodate the community.
Absolutely.
And that's really what's important, so that as you grow, VOJ grows with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, hey guys, it's good to see everybody. If you're just popping in or you're here, this is Open Forum Friday. So we love to answer any questions you might have. You might have questions about your DAW. You might have questions about VO's journey, or becoming a member. You might have questions about getting a job, booking, any sort of thing. This is the time to ask. We are fully here to answer those questions. Yeah.
And little preview. We were talking about, so for next week,
Yes.
we've kind of got this tentative list going of some of the different problems that voice actors often deal with. Plosives,
Yes.
sibilants, mouth noise, breath control. I threw upspeak in there too, because that's kind of a big one now. Maybe even vocal fry. Like, we'd love to know the questions that you have about some of these issues, or if you yourself are dealing with any of them. Kind of helps us to know what we should be focusing on next week, and how to direct that information. I think that, we've all, I don't think there's any escaping them, right? I mean, they're really, really common. And I sometimes feel like voice actors are like, oh my God, I have the worst mouth noise in the world.
Oh, I
It's
know.
just
Yes.
me. And I'm like, no,
Yes.
it's not just you. This is,
I mean,
yeah.
I think all of us, right? I mean, I remember just it was that, and that probably is for a long time in the beginning what you are, after you have a job or what you're working, that like just is the number one thing on your mind.
Yeah.
my mouth noise, breath. Do I need to get rid of the breath? Do I, so and so said leave in the breath. So and so did take out the breath. Can it be quiet? Is there supposed to be room tone? Is there not supposed to be? All the, my sibilants. Oh, I hate it. I hate every part of my voice. You might be going through that phase where you hate everything you hear from yourself.
And you know what? The worst part about all of it, when we look at it from above, is that every single one of those issues just pulls you out of the performance.
Yes.
It
Absolutely.
It makes it so that you're so focused on the technical and, you're pulled out of the performance. Your acting suffers. And so the good news is these things are all very, very fixable, mitigatable. And once you get them under control, you just don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. After a while, when you get it all fixed, it just, well, you still recognize when things need to be fixed. It's just not, it doesn't bother you like it did when you first started anymore.
It doesn't have the same impact anymore.
No.
It just I liken it to you go, oh, my shoe's untied. Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I popped my pee. I guess I'll do that line again. It's no big deal. Yeah.
Right.
You just kind of deal with it.
That's it. And that's absolutely, that's the whole thing. You just get used to it. So I think that's really, okay. Let's see. Sarah Zilla.
Hi.
Why do we have all these Zillas?
The dueling Zillas. I know.
Zilla, Sarah Zilla.
For the Zillas.
Vio Daddio. I love it. I love nicknames. Can you talk? Let me put it back up. Can you talk about cold reading versus script prep for a commercial read? I've heard conflicting things about how much to prep versus just going for it. Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Well, I know both. Gabby could talk forever on this as well.
Geez.
It's like
For
good.
sure.
So I'll just give my little take, and then Gabby, you give your take. So I'll take the path of when you first start out. I think it's a good idea, especially with coaching, to really take deep dives, almost half practice wise, in marking up your script, really looking at it from that analysis point of view.
Yeah.
And really go into it. Don't be afraid to it when you're first starting out. I would say as time goes on, it becomes more intuitive to you. It becomes, you don't have to do as much physical writing or physical things. It's just because we're natural because you have done it for a while. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so so if you're like me, I'm always thinking, okay, logically speaking, how much time will this take me? Is this can I actually do enough to actually make enough money to live and all this stuff, right? And you're like, wait a minute, if this takes me how many hours to do one 30-second script because I'm marking up, this is not realistic. Okay, well, the point is that, you're practicing now.
Right.
Right? So that was what I was saying, Gabby. If you want to, what do you think?
I can't argue with that. The reality is we're like athletes in that we practice so that day of we just do, right? We don't need all of that excess marking it up and doing all of those things because we've built up a sort of muscle memory there and we know what we're supposed to do. I know for me, I stopped studying scripts a long time ago because inevitably, I would get the script the night before from a client and they'd be like, oh, okay, here's your script. And I'd print it out and I'd look it over a couple times and look it over again that morning. And then 6 minutes before the session, they're like, oh, updated script.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I just stopped. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I might give it a glance or two, but ultimately I try to go in cold. I've also heard, especially again, this day and age of conversational with commercials, a lot of casting directors believe that your best read is going to be in the first couple of takes. And that it just starts to devolve after that because you're overthinking it and you're trying to make it do more.
Absolutely.
When they want it to sound a bit more rough around the edges.
So we, and it's also another way to reference that is called the illusion of the first time. So we're trying to, in acting and stuff too, you might practice something for a month, but when you go on stage, you're trying to make it seem like it's the first time you're doing it, right? Because it's, so for us, the same thing can happen,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you do something over and over and over and over again, it can start to, feel like, yes, you've been sitting here practicing this over and over again, and you just say it, right? So yeah, I think, but yeah, all that, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Good job. Let's see. Dylan says Isotope Mouthy Clicker is worth its weight in gold. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Dylan. You nailed it there. Let's see. Mark says, hi, long time, first time, and season 1, episode 200. I love how you put season 1. On a side note, just we're not going to devolve into another topic, I promise. But I don't know when to do season 2. Like, I'm always on season 1. It will be forever season 1. That'll be a running joke. VO Daddy-O in season 1.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Anyways, episode 284, the casting director episode. You mentioned sound floor impact importance. How is the best way to identify? Does VOJ offer anything or offer something?
So to identify your noise floor, is that?
So the cool thing is, so on a side note, the cool thing is, yes, in a way, so yes, well, okay, bunch of things. How is the best way to identify? So there's a very simple way that we all do it, at least, or that I say to do it. All you have to do is go to your space, turn on your stuff, take a deep breath, hold your breath, press record for about 5 or 10 seconds. All right, 10 seconds if you want a double thing. And then, stop the record, breathe. And then listen back, and that's your noise floor. Mm-hmm. That's your noise floor. Now, will that change during the day? Probably, depending on where you are, if it's louder or something like that. But that's a way to change your noise floor. And then the other thing to say is that, or to listen what's your noise floor. We do audio. Yeah, we do audio checks, you could send it to us, and as well, and we'll take a listen and identify things. We can even help you with your audio, and we have our tech class and stuff like that too, so that helps.
Yeah.
So both of those. Gabby, any other thing to add to that?
Just that I think depending on your recording software, just kind of have a rough idea of what parameters are. Most people would say that a noise floor below 50 is going to be acceptable. A noise floor above 50, it's going to start getting dicey, But obviously, the lower the noise floor, the better. But also make sure your levels are good, because sometimes we get people who try to do a noise floor test and their levels are like non-existent.
Right.
And then when you bring that gain up, you get the true noise floor. So
absolutely, no, absolutely, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Good point.
Okay. Janine said, what is the best and or fastest way to get rid of early morning voice? Oh, I love that. Yeah. So I think it's to sing. Even if you can't, right? Even if you're bad at it, it doesn't matter. Singing is going to kind of loosen everything up.
Singing in the shower.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun, some people tell you to blow bubbles into a glass or just to, kind of do trills or, anything like that. But yes, it's just using it. It's getting it warmed up, literally. There's loads of different kinds of
absolutely. And then I was just going to say the same thing. In our acting classes too, I mean, that's what we teach is warm up. So, you can have a warm up, and I love my warm ups personally involve all of what Gabby said, all of it, right? Yeah. From the lips to the trills to the vocal and then singing. I love it all. You know what I mean? And also a hot shower also really gets you in, that helps in the morning, right? Because it loosens up, or it gets all that kind of gets you awake and your voice. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Sometimes you wake up and it's like, and you're like, oh, this is welcome to the voiceover. This is the best product ever. Buy this and you'll be happy.
But I also, that's something I ask my voice actors a lot. I'm like, hey, know yourself. When is your voice at its best? Right? When's prime time? Because that's when you really want to focus on your auditions and sessions. You don't want to wait till too late in the day when you're starting to get fatigued, and you don't want it to be too early when, yes, you potentially sound a bit like Darth Vader.
Oh, I remember. I remember too when I was first starting out, and I worked. I couldn't record until 10 o'clock at night, and so I would go to like 10 to 3 in the morning, right?
Eh.
And I never forget. And if y'all listen to the first episode of the podcast, Mark was awesome in bringing up the podcast. You'll know. I mean, it was literally like, "Hello, welcome to the pod." And at the time, I thought I was being really spry and upbeat. And then I realized later on down the road where I'd be like, "Hello!" I'm like, "I'm awake. This is so different." But at like 1 in the morning, you're like, "This is as good as you're gonna get." I mean,
Daddy, oh no. It's
bad. It was bad. Yes, there's a bunch of the ACX Analyze plugin does also tell you your noise floor and stuff. Absolutely. Let's see. Tech class, yes, that above 50, below 50 range, yes or no? I've been a hobbyist for years, so I know it seems counterintuitive, the numbering system, and I'll be honest with you, there is a history there, but why we came up with negative, I don't know why. But it's down, right? So like 50 under would be 51, 52, right, to 60 to 70. That's going lower, right? That's going with a lower noise. Higher noise would be getting closer the other way, like 40, 30, 20.
Yep.
So yeah. Let's see.
I think we got time for one more.
I think so.
Kat said, if you get a code to listen to a co-member's audio book, do you do a written review or just a star rating? That's a fun question. I mean,
that's a great question.
What do you do?
I if you like it, write a review. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not doing anything wrong if that there's nothing. So what people have talked about being shunned upon is when people at a certain period of time would pay people, right? They would get into these services and they would just pay like, $150, and then suddenly you'd have 10 reviews. And no one even listened to it. No one did anything like that. But that's actually what the codes are for. The codes are for you to get to listen to it and to leave a review. That's what that's what the Audible, Spotify, any of the people who give you do the codes and stuff, that's what it's for. So you're doing everything right. Absolutely.
Can any narrator use that? How does that work?
Basically, yes. Well, depending on where you go and who you're, so like through Academy Voices, I typically like to use Spotify. So we have 100 different. So every narrator for their audiobook or however many they do, they have 100 different codes they can give away for free. So you can listen to the audiobook for free.
Wow.
And leave a rating and a review. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're only good for a one-time use. I'm guessing that's why there's 100.
Yes. Yes, they're only good for one. Yes, they're only good for one use.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and you can't. Yeah, so you can't. It's only for one. It's only for one person, one device. So like they can't. Just one person can't share 50 times. But you get 100 of them, so it's quite a bit.
That's
it's fantastic. And by the way, that really helps a lot. Like the narrator, but it also helps get the book. The more reviews. People are going to want it, like they get, it's a good review. They're going to like it. And if it's a good star rating, it's going to boost it just like anything else. Right. So it gets more traction for that's the point of doing it. Right. Is to help, if it was good, right. Or you liked it, and you leave a review and a star rating, that helps. Right. It helps boost the visibility of it.
That's great.
So Mark does VOJ start on first of the month, or is it 1 month sub for date of sign up? Yes. Any day, whenever you sign up, it's just from that date. So you can sign up at any time, any place.
Instant join.
Yes, and you're ready to go as soon as you sign up. Well, it was a good Friday.
It's a great Friday.
Yes.
What's not to love?
Yes, thank you all so much for joining us today. Make sure. Oh, George got a question in right at the end. All right, we're a sucker for questions. When you give a Spotify free listen link to a person, I assume they must have a Spotify account already. I would assume they're going to have to sign up for the free. They don't have to have a paid one, but they got to sign up for, they got to be able to sign in. I think I could be completely wrong about that. Do you know what I mean? So that's a good point. I have to check on that.
Do, but they might be able to use like a free preview or a free trial of it.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Charlie chat, Audible does royalty share non-exclusive for 25% to share with author and narrator, correct? So great question, Jeanette. So actually with Academy Voices, we publish to about 40 different retail platforms, including Audible. But to do that, right, we do that, right? We do a non-exclusive agreement with Audible. So it's 25% instead of the normal 45%. Yes, they kind of rob us. However, with that, they do not give codes. So it's very difficult to get codes with them or non-exclusive agreements. They like the exclusive agreements. But I'll be honest with you, because of the amount of people on Audible, it's good to be on Audible. But the difference of that 15%, unless you're going to have some worldwide bestseller that is just going to, change your life forever, that 15% is not worth you not being on the 39 or 40 other retailers, right? Like Spottable. That's a new one.
We made a new platform.
Spottable. Spotify, Apple Books, Nook, Google Play, all of these different, and on top of that, all the libraries. I mean, the libraries are an incredible place to make money with your audiobooks. And if you sign exclusive with Audible, now mind you, you might not have that chance because it's not your, you don't have the rights to the book.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but with what we do at Academy Voices, it's me, you, us. It's just us. It's us and you. I mean, it's no one else. So, well, unless we're working with an author, then of course the author as well.
Right.
Well, anywho, great. Boy, we got some good questions in there.
Yeah.
In the end, thank you guys so much. It was wonderful seeing you. Have a wonderful Friday, right?
We'll be here Monday.
Good weekend. We see you Monday. We've got good topics. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.